Douglas Allen Bickford. It is the 30th of April 2022 at about 6:41 a.m. here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, my hometown. I'm broadcasting live from my 105-year-old home here in my hometown, Klamath Falls, Oregon, in the good old USA of America, or United States of America. Anyway, I am on Facebook Live and YouTube, not live, but on YouTube, teaching self-esteem out of this book right here, written by Dr. Susanna McMahon. She got a PhD in psychology. She also has a master's in philosophy. She wrote this book 30 years ago called The Portable Therapist. She's 73, lives in Madrid, Texas with her husband, and every chapter in this book talks about how we've been trained and taught not to have a healthy mind. Okay, and 30 years ago, folks, and they were using the television to do it. She never mentions the word television. She talks about, or government, or whoever. She talks about how they taught us and trained us not to have be healthy-minded. And the big one they've trained us not to have is self-love, self-esteem. Self-esteem is also known as self-confidence, self-worth, self-love, okay? And what those two words mean is, you know how you have a relationship with another person? Like a brand new relationship, both of you are like falling in love with each other. That good feeling, right? We've all had it. What self-esteem is that good feeling toward yourself. And she came up with a way to get it in this book because she's had thousands of clients. And they would hire her to fix their unhealthy minds as a psychiatrist. But she knew they didn't have self-esteem going in once they would come in to see her, right? So she came up with a concept called mirror therapy, and to give her clients self-esteem, right? As a psychiatrist, what a psychiatrist is, they study how the brain works, okay? So she came up with mirror therapy because she knew that this concept would give them self-esteem on steroids, and it works. And here it is. You say 4 things to yourself in the mirror daily without fail. Okay, I love you. I love my inner child. I'm worthy to be loved, worthy to love. I'm full of goodness. Okay. Many bad things happen because we don't have self-love. Okay. Remember, the first thing that happens is you can't love or be loved without it, and you also can't be content. And what content means, you feel good about who, where, and what you are. It's also known as internal peace. Okay. And you can't be content without attaining self-esteem. And the only thing that will give you self-esteem is those 4 things to yourself in the mirror daily without fail. Okay. So anyway, that's why she came up with mirror therapy, so she could give her clients self-esteem on steroids, so she could fix their unhealthy minds. But anyway, I am going through this book one chapter at a time. And here is that next chapter. I'm calling them lessons, actually. Here's that next lesson. What is a good relationship? Healthy relationships exist in the middle band of this continuum. Okay, wait a minute. One way to think about relationships is to visualize a continuum. Narcissist, healthy in the middle, and codependent on the other side. Okay, that's the graph she got in here. Healthy relationships exist in the middle, which is right in the middle, right? With flexibility to change and to move back and forth in either direction of the end points, which is codependent and narcissistic. Good relationships mean that no one involved in a relationship ever gets to the end point in either direction, and no one stays in one place for very long. We all know what narcissists look like. These are the people who cannot give to others but expect everything to be others to give everything to them. These people are the epitome of self-centeredness and usually have no intention of working on their own behalf when they can manipulate others to work for them. Okay, you know, there's lots of videos on YouTube about narcissists, right? The codependent is the exact opposite and will be explained fully in the next question. This continuum shows that healthy relationships exist in the middle between too much and too much giving, too much taking. A good relationship is comprised of mutual respect and kindness to the self and to the other. These are probably the two most important qualities of a good long-term relationship. These qualities can be and often are more critical to the relationship than love. If love means respect and kindness, then love is critical. However, too often what we define as love really means neediness, and we treat the ones we love without respect and without kindness. If what we call love is really need masquerading as love, then it will not produce a good relationship. A good relationship is also comprised of trust, acceptance, communication, a genuine liking for the other person, and a willingness to compromise at all times. There must be a recognition of the other as separate person from ourselves, with his or her own needs and values and choices. There are things about each of us that are separate from the other person and separate the relationship, and this holds true for the other as well. Good relationships are not about constant closeness or consistent sharing and agreement. These attributes can quickly become suffocating and boring. One important reason to have relationships is to challenge ourselves into growth and development. This growth and development cannot take place in a threatening or scary environment. Thus, a good, healthy relationship provides a safe, secure, encouraging place in this crazy world in which we can be ourselves without pretense. We're allowed to express our feelings, make mistakes, experiment, take risks, and be nurtured along the way. In addition to providing support and nurturance, a good relationship can also provide stimulation and sometimes a good kick in the pants. One of the problems today in having a good relationship is that there are very few long-term models available to emulate. Our society, the Western model, and here's where that training comes from. The Western model has taught us that sexual attraction and addiction to the other are critical components for our relationships. It has also taught us that the purpose for having a relationship is to get our needs met through the other. And that's all, we've been trained all wrong, folks. The only way to get past this training is to recognize that first and foremost important relationship that you can have is the one with yourself. You can't be loved without self-esteem, and you can't love. All your other relationships will follow from that. You can never have a better relationship with someone else than you do with yourself. No one else can love you the way you want to be loved, and no one else can fill your needs. And that's another very important chapter for you folks. I'm going to have another chapter for you, or another lesson for you tomorrow. What is a codependent? How can I stop being one? Lesson 66. You all have a great day out there. And I'm going to have more for you tomorrow. Uh, Remember to say 4 things to yourself in the mirror daily without fail. It will give you what is known as self-love, self-esteem. Then you will be able to get in a healthy relationship because you'll be able to love. You'll also be able to get loved. And then you'll also be able to be content. Okay? Because you can't be content or you can't be loved or loved without self-esteem. And those 4 things to yourself in the mirror daily without fail. We'll give it to you, folks. I can be your mentor when you start going through this change. 458-232-5238. Call me anytime, day or night. Y'all have a great day out there.